Animal Yeerks, Pork-Bajir, and Taxons, if you've managed to find some earbuds, welcome to the Wonder Yeerks for all your Animorphs rereading and sometimes rewatching needs. I'm Sarah.
I'm Blair.
And I'm Seda.
Heyo.
Hey, it's Animorphs time again.
Animorph.
It sure is. Time.is instructing me that it's World Book Day.
Hey, that's good.
Hey.
On account of that, we of us
read one
book.
of those.
We sure did.
I can't, this show has been, these are the only books I have read over the last, 2 years, and, sometimes I get kind of bummed about the fact that I don't read books anymore, despite my best efforts, and then I remember that despite the fact that it's definitely young adult fiction, and they are bite-sized, I do still read a book every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, in January, I was feeling really pumped up. I read 2 books really quickly. I mean, I used to read 2 books, a day, so it's nothing.
Right.
But I read 2 books in January and was like, I can read 50 books this year. That's a book a week. That's nothing. I have not read a book except Animorphs since then. I've been reading the same Star Wars book for, since January. It's not a hard book, but it's a really good book, so I don't want to, I'll eat through it all at once.
Right.
So my current progress report is I have been reading Devil in the White City since at least I was a junior in college, so that's 4 years. I'm about 100 pages into that one. I'm currently doing a reread of A Song of Ice and Fire, which I started maybe 5 years ago, and I'm on book 2, about 3/5 of the way through. I read the first 20 pages of 1Q84 twice and was like, this is a good book, I should keep reading this, and then I didn't. Mm-hmm. And I'm 3/4 of the way, not 3/4, I'm 1/4 of the way through Perdido Street Station. That's also a book that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, someone lent me a book last year sometime, so the stakes are high because I have to finish it so I can get it back to them. Mm-hmm. And I've been sitting at about 100 pages left for maybe 3 months now. And I just don't know how to finish books anymore, I think. Yeah. I think the part of my brain that knows how to finish books is broken. And then someone else bought me a book so they could talk about it with me, spent money on it. So as an initiative to be here's a guilt reason for you to read this book, and I still haven't even touched it. But I do read Animorphs.
I'm at the point where even quote unquote picture books, manga for I bought Uzumaki. I bought the complete hardcover volume of Uzumaki back in November, and I'm still halfway through it.
It's fun to have a human brain.
I could knock that out in an hour maybe, and I just haven't.
Yeah.
Doesn't give me enough stimulation. I need more colors, and I need more dopamine.
I need a dopamine machine, please.
I can't be on my cell phone when I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I can't listen to podcasts while I do it.
Okay, yeah. Literally that's it. There's just so many podcasts. If I could consume both at the same time, I think I would transcend humanity, but also I'd get so much done.
Yeah.
Y'all been chomping any fresh podcasts lately? Anything recent that you tried that you like?
Sure. We can talk about podcast recommendations off the air because we read a book this week.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did a book.
We read book 35, The Proposal. The Proposal. The strangely named Proposal.
So the past few books, I feel like I've messaged y'all after and been did the title have any fucking thing to do with this book? And it's mostly been no. Or maybe.
Dubiously, yeah.
This one I feel was too on the nose, they really overcorrected. Because it meant that as soon as we're introduced to the main conflict of the book, or one of the main conflicts of the book, which is Marco's dad is dating again, you're oh, so this is gonna escalate. It's so the opposite of what the problem usually is, which is what was the what was the one that I was really furious about most recently? the conspiracy, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Where there was
And there was no conspiracy theory.
Except for, like, the grand conspiracy of Yerkes, I guess.
Sorry, no. Last week's was the prophecy that you were just like
the prophecy.
like
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The day after we recorded at like 11 p.m. you just text that says, "Hey guys, hey, why was this book called The Prophecy?"
Right. I was editing the episode and was like, what? Wait a second.
Oh no. Well, you know what?
But
yeah.
For once, this book has a title that makes kind of sense.
It makes sense, but in the worst way.
Yeah. The cover's great though.
Okay, so it's since it's transitioning from dog to Marco left to right as the English language is read, it does look like the dog is animorphing into Marco.
Now that would have been a fun twist.
Yes.
The thing that really kills me the most about this book cover is the fact that the dog is on its hind legs.
Yes. And also that the second to, I guess, last, if we're counting it from human to animal instead of animal to human. Humans is animal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does look like the dog is wearing scrubs in the penultimate.
Oh, it really does.
It also kind of like where the poofy tail is. It kind of looks like Marco's like left foot is kicking up.
Yeah.
Like he's just doing that like the foot pop thing from Princess Diaries.
Sure.
It looks like a nurse dog that is surfing. Surfing nurse dog.
I understand why the arms are out because dog, but also it just looks really ominous.
So the thing that's really perplexing to me is that normally these things are layered from like the topmost layer is human, the bottommost layer, or like maybe not the bottommost, like the topmost layer is human, and then also on the top layer is the animal, and then like like the human, and the further you get from human, the further back in layers it goes. Mm-hmm. But like the third one is just kind of relegated to the background here. You barely see any of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they were really proud of the second to last one, and they didn't know what to do with the wrists of the middle one.
The thing is, I feel like they didn't really know what to do with the leg of the second to last most one, because like that leg just kind of stops in between the proposal and where it says Capelgate's name.
Yeah.
Also, is it just me, or does the dog not look correct? Like
the dog does not look correct.
The arms are not quite right for
what
a dog's arms would be.
That torso also looks really big for a poodle.
Yeah, I think that this dog was photoshopped. Like I think.
Well, they're all painted.
Yeah, I think that it was
also
like not based off of an actual reference. Like it was based off of a poodle that was actually standing up, but
also,
like a dog does.
Yeah.
Not to be this kind of person, but also the dog has bows, which, unless those bows are built into the dog's DNA, Marco would not have as the poodle.
As you should know, all toy poodles come with bows. It's
genetic bows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good to know. Is that why all the cartoon poodles have like bows on their tails and shit?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Real.
Yeah. They were bred that way.
I guess like labradoodles and stuff like that, like the poo part is just like what has the bow DNA. Labradoodles don't get the bows.
And the doodle, the doodle's like the normal bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the normal bit.
You know. So we open this book on Marco and his dad playing video games.
Yes.
And Marco just really bragging about how badass he is at video games.
Yeah.
And he offers a nice laundry list of games that he can beat your ass at. Which is it's charming. It's very like I very much like it because like originally in these books, like I remember in the first book, like Marco and Jake like reference some video game that just does not exist, but like now that Capelgate has ghostwriters, they're actually making pop culture references because he's like, I'll beat you at anything. Tekken, Duke Nukem, NFL Blitz. Like he's just listing things off like he's in a commercial it just feels like that commercial that's like, hey, can you tighten up the graphics on level 4 for like the game design university from like the mid 2000s? I doubt either of you know what I'm talking about when I reference that commercial. Cool. Figured as much. That's fine.
Yeah, this is a little nostalgic for me, only not because I was a video gamer, but my sister was, and she would play my dad all the time on video games, so I just like watch my dad get his ass kicked just like for fun, I guess.
Yeah.
To appease his child.
My dad used to play video games with me sometimes, and he would just get my ass kicked, but also I'd be really bad about it because I would pause every 3 seconds to scratch my nose, and he would get really mad about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so he does a video game, and then Marco's dad gets a phone call from his new honey.
And he answers it like, "Hey, Pookie," and Marco's like, "Ugh." And you're like, "Oh, I guess Marco's dad is dating somebody, and I guess it's Marco's math teacher."
Like the fact that this character has not been mentioned at all before just made me instantly think like, oh, this is a controller.
Yeah, I mean that was for sure. I like that they threw in that detail pretty quickly. They were like, well, obviously, I had to tell my friends that my dad was dating somebody so that we could make sure she isn't an enemy agent. So we stalked her for a few days, and it seems like she's just a human.
It's interesting how that's sort of like there's no secrets in your life. Well, there are secrets, but they're like, the emotionally daunting kind, and not. Hey. So Marco's math teacher, Nora Robinette, is dating Marco's dad, and Marco is like has a few emotions about the whole situation, which mainly annoyance, I think. So he turns on the TV to like drown out the nonsense. Mm-hmm. Oh, can we say that the dog that is in the cover is a toy poodle named Euclid? A toy poodle, not in love with that idea, but so fucking badass that it's named Euclid. I think that's amazing.
I know that was a math guy, like a really important math guy who invented one of the types of math. But I really just can't help but think this is a toy poodle named after the SCP it's categorization.
After the Great Yeerk War, when everything settles down, like she'll bring home a new puppy and just name it like Keter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great. And Marco hates this dog because this dog seems to hate Marco, which is great.
Really aggressively.
He turns on the TV and sorry, go ahead.
No. Well, I mean, we'll get more to it later, but like the fact that he has enough contact with this dog because this Nora is bringing the dog regularly over to their house is just ridiculous to me.
Really? Why is that?
Well, I can't well, maybe it's a dog thing. I would never bring my pet over to like the person I'm like macking on's house, But
no,
maybe
that's totally dog people, especially small dogs, because they can't be alone for as long.
That's true.
Because they got smaller bladders.
That's very true.
Also, it doesn't sound like this dog is very well trained, so I bet that it has a lot of like separation anxiety. Yeah. We learn pretty quickly about this talk show host named William Roger Tennant, who's like takes calls from people and gives advice, and he's basically recruiting vulnerable people who call in to the sharing. And because of his name, obviously I was picturing David Tennant.
Same.
And then they said he has a ponytail, and I was like, uh-oh. And then I Googled David Tennant ponytail, and I really think everyone should, because apparently he got hair extensions when he was in Richard the Third, whichever the fucking Shakespeare one is.
Yes.
And it looks pretty good, like when he has his hair down. When he's actually on stage, it looks pretty decent. But he did like a Doctor Who panel at that time. This was in 2013. He did with Catherine Tate, and he just has this terrible ratty ponytail that just looks like it looks like his hair hasn't been conditioned in 17 years, and it's such a problem.
He looks like Todd Howard with a mullet.
He does. He looks a lot like Todd Howard with a mullet.
So the thing is, like, like the fact that the guy's last name is Tennant obviously made me think David Tennant, but the instant ponytail came into my head, like David Tennant got wiped from my brain and fucking Penn Jillette just like slapped right on top of that image. I wonder who
know
this
what I was picturing.
I feel like the other time that there have been like not like celebrities that don't quite have names, like with the fucking what the fuck was his name? The fucking Home Improvement kid, the one who was on Lion King.
Yeah, JTT. Whatever.
Yes, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Thank you. There was a character who was very much that.
Yes.
I spent like the rest of this book just trying to describe like who is this guy supposed to be? Like maybe
like Dr. Phil or something, but
the three names thing just seems so specific.
He's gonna become a famous presidential assassin, is what that means.
Yep. I don't know. I really couldn't tell because I can't think of any 90s talk show hosts who were super into animals, because that seems to be a big part of his deal, and charity and stuff. I'm sure there was that, that was starting to get hip in the 90s. So, you know, caring about the earth was starting to become a fad. Not enough of a fad, but, It's
such a strange character because it's like, well, the person that this Yeerk is... Oh, so by the way, it's a Yeerk. This person that the Yeerk is inhabiting is just such a good person, like just a genuinely good person with no skeletons in their closet. I'm like, they're on television. That can't possibly be true. I guess the skeleton in the closet is like the Yeerk.
Yeerk, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
and it's not even just on television. It's a self-help guru with a talk show.
Like, literally, legally, you are not allowed to have that job until you can prove that you are responsible for at least one person's death.
Or something.
I just really liked this character, so I'm having a good time imagining a world in which he could exist.
No, you're so right. I'm the cynic here.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. Especially since we get, like, sort of, like, later when they're trying to dethrone this person because he's now a controller, we get a little insight of like a brief thing that would come up later. They're like, we're gonna find some dirt, we're gonna cancel him, and then Rachel's like, but that doesn't work if you're an athlete or a politician because they're immune. And it was like, ooh, still, huh? Oh,
yep.
So now it's just like all white men, but
yeah, forever.
Yeah. Can't fucking cancel anyone. There's this cancel culture I hear so much about. Can't fucking cancel anyone. Are you kidding me?
This is cancel culture. Cancel culture is when 6 teenagers with alien technology come together to try to get you to freak out over some cockroaches in your salad.
Yeah.
Like I am very much about, like, to Sada's point, I am very much like that one scene from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Will Smith just, after they get robbed or something, and Will Smith just like walks in the room and is like, where the video games at? Except for it's where the cancels at.
Where the cancels at?
Mm-hmm.
Where the cancel culture at?
Yeah. So we've gotten ahead of ourselves slightly. Marco basically realizes, fuck, this guy is like a super famous person with like a lot of influence over vulnerable people and also a controller now. Gotta go hang out with Jake. And Marco's dad gives the first go at having I gotta get out there sometime, champ, discussion with him. Well, Marco's like, I know, Dad, I have to go save the world though. Like... And Marco's base, Marco's dad is such a great character.
He is.
And like Marco's whole plot line as like an exploration of grief and like how complicated it is. Obviously Marco's grief is more complicated than your average, but not a lot more complicated, honestly.
Like the thing is that like I think that like pretty much all of the family members of the Animorphs are at least somewhat developed characters. Like, I'm interested in learning more. I'm pretty much interested in learning more about all of them. But like, I just want like a 3-book trilogy about Marco's dad and just like what he's doing when like his son is off like saving the world and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to watch TV with that dad.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. And
I want to hear him spout some useless baseball facts.
Yeah, he does seem like that type of dad.
Yeah.
He's basically like, hey, listen, like, your mom died 2 years ago. Like, I can't be alone forever, and I know that must be hard for you. And Marco's like, yes, dead mother. Mother is dead. I have to leave. Goodbye. And then he tries to become an osprey, and I was already like, I don't like how this morph is going, because before he gets any bird features, he just becomes a bird-sized man for a minute. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I just didn't like it. And then it describes his feet starting to melt together. And then everything kind of goes wrong.
It's almost Kafkaesque. Is that annoying to say?
No, I think it's
he becomes
accurate.
a lobster.
Yeah.
He becomes a lobster-osprey mix.
Yes.
A osprey.
Osprey. Yeah. And
Or an ospster.
I think
Osprey works better, yeah.
Yeah.
And he can't morph, and so he has to bike to Cassie's, and it takes half an hour, and it must feel like torturous when you're used to flying. The only thing I could think of is like when you're playing a Pokemon game and you get to a point where you have to walk instead of using your bike.
Yeah.
And it just feels like it takes for fucking ever to do anything. It's like that, but even one level up. Where you're like, I'm used to being a bird, now I have to bike. Ugh.
I'm used to being a bird. Now I have to eat some spicy food and turn into a car.
Yeah.
I mean, that would still be pretty fast.
Yeah, Marco is the turbo teen, but you have to the thing is about that, you have to like obey traffic laws.
Yeah. Especially, and if they are, as I assume they are, somewhere in California, that's the traffic's just going to be rough wherever you are.
That's true.
We have like officially sleuthed out that they are in California, right?
I think, especially after a book like this, where it's like, hey,
yeah.
this major a television celebrity with a talk show, we can just like go to his house and studio, which is not something you can do in the Midwest, I don't think.
Well, let's just Google where Hanson is from. Because Hanson plays a role in this.
Name brand Hanson shows up.
Yeah.
But so everyone calls Marco out on arriving 30 minutes late, I guess, even though he's the one who, though he called it together.
Yeah, one of the complaints is that Rachel's like, I'm missing Felicity, and then Tobias is like, you mean we're missing Felicity?
I love Tobias so much.
I love them so much. We get so many good, like, rare interpersonal interactions in this book, I feel like. Because we'll get more in depth when we get there, but we also get several Marco Cassie team ups, which we never see.
Absolutely.
Yes. This is so good for just like some Marco Cassie friendship stuff.
Oh God, I love Cassie.
But also the idea of Rachel and Tobias not just like being wild animals together, but like just watching TV together.
It's so sweet.
It's so fun. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. And there's a very quickly when they're trying to describe to Axe who this person is, they're saying that he's like, a self-help guru, and he has a talk show and he takes calls and he writes self-help books, and he's like, what is a self-help book? And they say, oh, it's something that basically teaches you how to be a person. And he is like, oh, so it says like consume necessary nutrients and breathe sufficient air. And then someone says, hey, Axe made a joke, and he says, I did.
It's so good.
I really like that because there have been a lot of times recently where people are like, I swear to God that Axe is developing a sense of humor. And I'm like, I don't think he is. I mean, maybe a little bit. But also I think that's his natural form. Just like, I did?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also a very good line that he has earlier where what is it? Someone's talking about like, women go to like men go to whatever it is, women go to whatever. And men go to Neptune, women go to Venus, and Axe is like Neptune is very unsuitable for living. And then Cassie corrects and is like, it's Mars actually. And Axe just kind of jumps in. Mars may be marginally habitable.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a boy.
Which I love. I like to think that that's hinting at like the fact that maybe like classic gray aliens exist in this world. Like, you're Martian, you're straight up
Yes!
Martian.
I
like
don't
to
think
that.
that's what's happening, but I want it to be what's happening.
Yeah, me too. And yeah, this is when they're basically like, well, we can't let this guy have power while he's a controller, so we're gonna try and dig up some dirt on him by stalking him. And this is when Rachel's like, haha, yeah, we're gonna hashtag cancel him.
Yeah.
And so as they're assigning their duties, we learn something that I'm so happy about, which is that Marco loves the Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
Because he's like, oh, why did we have to have Saturday morning watch duty? There's a Powerpuff Girls marathon on. And Cassie is gently like, well, you wanted to watch the South Park marathon. And he's like, I know, but now I want to be watching Powerpuff Girls.
Like, oh my god, the duality of man.
And there's like, as they're sort of talking casually, they're having like, their stakeout conversation. And I love to imagine like just, that laser crab that's always in memes that are like Be Gone brand.
Yeah.
That's how I picture Cassie when she sees an opening to talk to Marco about his feelings. But like a seagull instead.
Yes.
Like, he's like, I don't know how I feel. And she's like, locked on. How are you feeling?
I thought you meant like a more literal interpretation of that meme, and I just pictured it saying like "Be gone, irony."
Yes.
Marco is so irony poisoned.
Yeah.
Poor son.
Some people irony poison to cope.
Yes.
I.e. Marco.
Yeah, very much so. It's almost comforting in a way to know that like I know it was a thing in the 90s because I did it, like,
right.
I was also that kid, but it's kind of comforting to know that it isn't just being chronically online that has ruined all of us. People have always been really bad at being vulnerable.
We've always been broken.
Yeah, exactly. Humanity is not inherently open with each other. We're still figuring it out.
Absolutely.
I like that they figure out that like, oh, this guy has a bunch of birds. We're going to become cockatiels and stuff. And Marco makes a callback to when they became parrots to like fuck up the Rainforest Cafe in the mall.
Yeah.
Which I really liked because we so rarely get callbacks to like just the mischievous, like the opener bits, like we might get callbacks to actual missions. But that was just an opener. I just really liked that. And also basically Cassie's attempt to talk about feelings doesn't go super well.
Yeah.
No. I mean, who could imagine?
Because Marco's like, I don't want to talk about it. And then he just it's kind of like that thing where it's like, I'm done with these arguments.
And another thing.
I just think it's kind of funny that...
Yeah. Yeah, for like half an hour.
Yeah. And Cassie just kind of it's just like Marco just like notes that Cassie only interjects with like and bummer.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great. I like when they all become squirrels because I think it's so cute. And we get two incredible squirrel moments where Axe dismantles the alarm as a squirrel, and then they need to tear open a window, and so we find out that Jake, as a squirrel, has just been carrying a knife.
Jake, what do you have?
A knife! No!
He was probably a Boy Scout.
Who was it was one of the original writers has been tweeting some of his old art, right?
Yes. I don't remember who, but
it was one of the ghostwriters, I think, or maybe one of the people who worked on the show. I didn't look very much into it, but he was writing he showed some of his original, like, not concept art, because he wasn't an artist.
What kind of concept art?
Yeah.
Mock-up.
Of an Andalite from the original series Bible, and Axe is holding, I mean, probably not a gun, it's a blaster or like a Dracon beam or whatever. Space gun. And then Blair was like, oh my god, Axe with a gun. And I just immediately pictured that exact thing, but it's like Jake like, what do you have? And Axe is like, a gun! and Marco's like, oh my god, why does he have a gun? It's really
no.
delightful. I'm definitely going to link that art in the show notes because it's very good.
Yes. Yes.
It wasn't by Michael. No, Michael Grant is Capelgate's husband, I think.
Oh,
no,
so
co-author.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it's him.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the one.
That's
Yeah, I found something from the series Bible. Also,
okay.
I took to Twitter to find this, and I got the Twitter update, and folks, it fucking sucks.
shocking.
Um,
They're sneaking around Tennant's house.
Yes, as squirrels. And then Marco talks about how it feels very innocent to be a squirrel. But as soon as he moves into a human, he's like, well, now I feel conspicuous, which makes sense. But I think the idea of a squirrel being innocent is probably an idea only a squirrel has.
Yeah.
I think they're always up to no good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can't trust a squirrel.
Oh, not as far as you can throw it.
I'm from a place with, like, sort of legendarily aggressive squirrels.
Sure.
Like, if you go onto some of the, like, forums for local schools, like the universities and stuff, people will be like, what the fuck is with Kingston squirrels? And it's like, I don't know. I got into a habit of kicking garbage cans before I put stuff into them because so many times I would open the flap to, like, put garbage and a squirrel would fly at my face.
That has happened to me before. It is terrifying.
It's terrifying. It's so scary. And I understand that they're scared too, but I'm just trying to get to work, you know?
You both can be scared, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes that's just how life beings interact with. That's a normal way to phrase that.
Life beings, yes. Exactly.
Living things interact with one another.
Living things. So they all become cockatiels, and Marco cannot control this morph, like at all.
Which is adorable, but also, you know.
Yeah.
And so we get, like, Tennant answering the phone, and it's clearly Visser 3 on the other end. And I love this bit because it's so clear that Visser 3 is, like, monologuing on the other end of the phone. And so, like, Marco can't stop himself from, like, tweeting all over. Same. And Tennant's like, no, I don't think we should kill the bird. It would sort of ruin my reputation. Yeah, no, one day we will get to kill everything. Very true. Yes, I'm also looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to exterminating some species. Okay, great. And it's like, oh my god, you know Visser 3 is just, like, going off on the other end.
Oh my god. I didn't, like, think about it in those words, but when you described it specifically as monologuing, like, my chest just, like, grew so warm, and I had such intense affection towards Saturday morning cartoon villain Visser 3. He's just my favorite. He's just my favorite.
I know, I love him so much. And then switching very quickly from, like, cartoonish to horrific, Tennant basically sort of, like, loses his mind a little and starts
because Marco shits on the desk.
Yeah, and he starts to just beat him with a book, which sucks because he's a bird. He's just a little bird.
Yeah.
But then I think this is one of the reasons why I love this character so much is that whoever Tennant was before feels so strongly about animals and about his birds that he actually fights the Yerk to save the bird's life. Mm-hmm. Like, he manages to stop, and we know that's not easy. Like, we know that is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
there are the only other memorable instances of it to me are, like, rebelling for family members' sake. Like, I remember in, like, the second book with where Rachel goes into Chapman, goes as Chapman's cat. Like, her, like, Melissa's Chapman's parents, like, fight back against their controller.
Yeah.
For their daughter's sake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this person is clearly very passionate, and I appreciate that about him. And he's also yet another... I feel like we come up against a lot of toupees in this universe. Am I wrong? Am I, like, over... I feel like this is, like, the third,
no, you're not
antagonist
wrong.
whose toupee we've stolen.
It's so strange. I feel like it was more of a fixture of, like, like the 70s and 80s than it was really the 90s, you know?
Yeah.
Because people just, and now these days, you kind of just accept the fact that you're going bald. I think it's more fashionable to just do that.
Yeah.
I just, yeah. I mean, I guess it's funny. Toupees are funny, I guess.
I guess.
But
I mean, if I think about it, I definitely remember, like, toupees getting stolen off of villains in a lot of movies of my childhood. So
Yeah.
I guess it was probably, like, kids who grew up in the 70s getting old enough to make movies and being like, you know what's funny?
it's toupees.
Toupees.
It's a very 70s sounding word, too.
It is. Incredibly. And, yeah, this all goes really badly, this whole
Oh, yeah.
plan. Because they basically are like, oh, shit, Marco's gonna get beat to death. You know, Autobots roll out.
Right.
And so they're starting this big fight that they didn't expect to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marco tries to morph into a gorilla and goes half gorilla, half trout, which is a problem.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
It's the gills.
Yeah.
It is the gills.
It is the gills.
He can't breathe. It's a similar problem with the lobster. Lobster can't breathe. Trout can't breathe.
Yeah.
So he's got the gills, and so he has like an intense moment of panic until Tobias like talks him down, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then everyone's like, Jake especially is very like, hey, if this was an issue, why didn't you communicate the fact that this was an issue? Because we can't just have like dangerous morphing issues when
Rachel goes in on him for it first.
Right.
And then,
Oh, yeah.
and then,
You're totally right.
And then Marco's like, didn't you do the exact same thing when you were allergic? And Rachel's like, I'm going to let someone else yell at you for this.
I love that moment so much.
It's
She's just
so
like,
perfect.
fair enough. Maybe this isn't my fight, Jake.
It's such a good moment.
Oh.
A lot of good callbacks in this book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very offhand moment in this that broke my heart, where Marco is talking like through, where basically Cassie's like, hey, like, I know you're under a lot of stress. You have to talk to us. Like, you have to. And Marco's like, we're all under stress. Whatever. And Cassie's like, oh, okay, yeah, but like, bud, like, you need to, you know, you just have to. And Marco, it basically goes on a tangent where he's like, oh, whatever, like, yeah, I'm sure my dad's dating somebody, but, like, it's not like she's gonna stick around for a long time, because, like, how could she possibly stand me? Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And it's like, buddy.
Marco, honey.
And, like, everybody moves on, because there's a lot going on. But it's, like, it's just one of those offhand comments that feels way too real, where he's like, yeah, how could anybody stand me? I don't know. LOL. And it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
And he says, we all have problems. We're not exactly the poster children for Mental Health Week, which is truly, this is like the closest thing to our influence seeping into the books, where we're just like, hey, get therapy.
Yeah. This is us. This is like this ghost. Whoever wrote this one. This is one of us traveled back in time to pen this book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like we at least like traveled back in time and like visited the editor's house.
Yes.
Yeah. To the point where like therapy is even like brought up as an option at one point.
Yeah.
Before they're like, we can't really have that as an option, I guess. Which makes me so badly want to create an OC where like it's just a cool adult who's in on it and knows what's going on.
Yes,
just
exactly.
I know. That's all I want.
It's my favorite trope about like young adult fiction where like things have to be kept secret. The cool adult who's in on things. That's one of my favorite tropes. I love it so much and I want it so badly.
I think becoming an adult has made me want that more, because you just see a bunch of children doing things and you're like, can someone get someone who has like a mortgage to pay into this situation, please?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Please, someone who pays rent, please care for these children.
Yeah. It has truly, like, I'm not going to go on a full tangent about it, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but it has truly made rereading Harry Potter almost impossible. Because first I'm stressed about all of these children throwing themselves into life-threatening situations, and then the adults show up, and they don't do shit. They do nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Like, these are actual children.
Yeah.
This kid is 12.
Yeah.
Do anything. Do anything.
Like, at least the adults in Animorphs had the excuse of, like, not knowing what the fuck is happening.
I really wish that, like, they would get, you know the show The Weekenders?
Yes.
And
yes!
Tito's mom?
Yes, I want Tito's mom!
Yeah, I really wish it could be, like, one of their parents. Or I wish that, like, Tom would get uncontrolled. And then they could go to Tom and he'd be like, turns chair around. Like,
yes!
You know?
Oh my god,
yes.
no!
He's just like, it's like in Spider-Man Homecoming, like Tom's just the man in the chair.
And, like, he's still a child, but, like, you know.
He's a little older.
He's a little older. He's a teen, at least. And
yeah.
He's, like, an older teen.
Yeah. Oh my god. Teen Animorph. But not really. Just, like, he's just there.
Yeah. Yeah, these are my desires.
Sadie, I just saw the picture that you linked, and I love it so much.
Yes, that's the Andalite from the Bible.
The
Andalite from the Bible.
That
Jesus was an Andalite.
that gesture has the same, like, this picture has, like, the same, like, energy to me as, like, you may not know what I'm talking about, I may have to pull up the image, but, like, there was this, taxidermied, like, monkey, kind of white monkey-looking thing that people always pose as, like, a incredulous, wondering emotion. Do either of you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I think so,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, where it just kind of looks like the hands around, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, this has a very similar energy to me.
Absolutely.
Except for the monkey has a gun.
Yeah, the meme it makes me think of most is trust nobody, not even yourself.
Yeah!
Especially with the tail pointing at himself.
Yes. God. Okay, so.
Refocus.
Yes. There's a moment where Marco's, like, listing off everybody and their various problems, and he offhand calls Jake a dumb jock playing at being a military commander, and Jake's like, a dumb jock?
I love that moment!
And I don't even think it's very accurate, but I think it's very funny.
It's so fun. I mean, I love to think that, like, Jake is not athletic, but he's just slightly more athletic than Marco. And so Marco's like, he's such a fucking jock. It's like, no, you just can't run, Marco. You just don't know. You just don't know how to do anything. And we get Marco, like, God, I love, even though, again, every single time that Marco gets self-reflective, it's because he's been forced into a really shitty situation. But he basically admits that, like, he's been waiting for the potential of his mom coming home, and with his dad getting a new girlfriend, it feels extra impossible, like, on top of the fact that she is a controller, and then on top of the fact that she may or may not be exploded. And he's basically like, yeah, so this kind of seals the deal and makes it extra impossible for my mom to come home. Great, I'm gonna go walk in on my dad making out with his girlfriend now.
Yeah.
And get attacked by a dog and acquire the dog to try and shut it up.
So I think it's like I think it's around this point that it's like revealed that the reason that Marco is doing bad morphs that are like mixing with each other is because of the undue amount of stress on him. And like, not to say that Marco's stress is not invalid, because it is very valid, but also, like, I feel like these children are put in that level of stress on a daily basis.
Well, that's literally Marco's whole point, right? Like, he's
right.
like, we're all under stress. But I
Yeah.
think, like, later Cassie makes the point that I think is I'm very glad they made this point, which is that every other kid, as complicated as their support system might be, has a support system outside of the Animorphs. Like, they all have families, as complicated as those families might be, and as riddled with controllers as those families might be. Other than Tobias, of course.
Point.
Marco only has his dad, and he didn't really have his dad for, like, over a year. While his dad was sort of, like, under, like, in depression, and he had to become the adult figure and assume a lot of responsibility that is not fair to put onto a child, but that happens sometimes.
You got a point. I rescind my complaint.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's, because that's sort of, like, the whole, like, tension of the book. And I think it's totally legit. Like, any one of them could have broken at any time. And honestly, they have.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I just like I was kind of just surprised that like Marco's the first one to have it manifest like this, but you're right. It's because Marco's emotional support system is bottle everything up, and then when that doesn't work, find a bigger bottle.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah. Though I will say, like, I think that the morphing thing is pretty random. Like,
Yeah.
It feels like, oh, what's another way that we can make morphing not quite work if you're like whatever. And it's like, it felt sort of like, this is just the thing that we're gonna do. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but it's a plot device, and that's totally fine. You need those sometimes. But yeah.
So they devise a plan to
a really bad
Tenet,
plan. They don't do a good
really
job.
It's like such a nonsense. All of this is such nonsense.
This is fucking farcical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Tenet is going to accept an award, and there's a dinner, and like a famous people dinner. So they're like,
because the members of you know that because the members of Hanson are there.
Yes.
Yep.
And also maybe the mayor. Unsure. Marco doesn't really know what the mayor looks like.
Yes.
No, but he does know what Hanson looks like.
Yeah.
As any teen from that era would.
Mm-hmm.
As I would currently right now. I don't know what the mayor of my city looks like. Are you kidding me? The plan is, generally speaking, to just get Tenet to have a meltdown.
Yes.
Publicly. To just be like, hey, he's not as gentle as you thought he was. We're just gonna get him riled up and have him say some violent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And just induce a heated gaming moment.
Yes. Get him red, mad, and nude in real life.
And I thought about it, and like, this is like what eventually happens is, I really think that doing violence to an animal is way more likely to get you actually canceled than doing violence to a human.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a good idea, in theory.
Yeah. Yeah. It does not work out super well because, it doesn't seem like the plan is super organized when they're like going into it. It does seem they're just kind of freewheeling.
From the start, they're like, so we're gonna be roaches and we're gonna go across the ceiling. And immediately they're like, oh, roaches can't climb across the ceiling? Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't need to put in that part. They could have been like, yeah, okay, so we'll go in, we'll hug the wall, and we'll make it across. That's fine. But instead they wrote in, no, we can totally go across the ceiling. Marco tries to go across the ceiling, falls, and everyone's like, did you die? And he's like, no. And Cassie's like, oh shit, I really thought roaches could do ceilings. Okay, then we won't do that. It's like, what?
And this is all prefaced with the week, somewhere close to a week, if not like 3 to 5 days they had beforehand to plan.
Yeah.
And this is what they came up with. And
in Cassie's defense, I also kind of thought that roaches just worked on ceilings.
Yes, but you've never been a roach.
Yeah.
I mean, no, but it stands to reason that if you can go up a wall, you can probably chill on a ceiling, but it doesn't work that way.
No.
I can see the logic. Listen, I'm not a child soldier. Maybe this is why I'm not a child soldier, because I'm not more studious. Maybe if I need to be more studious, and then an Andalite will descend from the heavens, give me the power to turn into my persona.
I don't know if, okay. I don't know if the logistics really work there.
Listen, if Cassie can do the it's not flying, it's falling with style shit like she pulled last week, right. I can be my furry. I can be a furry for 2 hours at a time.
Sure.
I just have to focus really hard the entire time.
It's very true. So how this breaks bad is in a lot of ways. First of all, Marco's basically like, okay, so I guess I'll be like a busboy. That's fine. And then he harasses the salad man into being like, hey, Tana doesn't want tomatoes on a salad.
Because
So
it's a banquet, and it's a banquet, so it's not like all the food is pre-prepared, and it's just
something
gonna
they
go
also
out
didn't
in
consider.
waves. Yeah, this made me laugh a lot as somebody who has done quite a bit of catering. Like I was just like, yeah, of course.
So
Yeah, and Marco gets assigned some gross kitchen duties.
Pig bucket.
They want to send Axe in, but they realize he can't be trusted with a mission in a kitchen, which is fair because later they do trust him, and it was a mistake.
It goes so horribly wrong later.
Yeah, Marco does some like really irresponsible morphing because he tries to become a spider to like join all of his friends in this salad, and he accidentally becomes a skunk spider, which sounds so cute. I don't know.
Yeah.
doesn't
Everyone
it
is
sounded
freaking
uniquely
out.
horrifying to me?
Really? Oh, I loved it. I love thinking about a spider with little paws. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm big fan of this. He does call it a spunk, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it looks grotesque enough for people to be like horrified at the sight of it.
Well, yeah, it is apparently scary enough that we get at least one person cawing about how this is the end of days.
Yes. So, like to be clear, if I encountered this thing in the wild, I would shit myself and die. But, like, if you told me, hey, I have a spider-skunk hybrid here, I'm like, yes, please, show me more. But, like, if I get caught off guard by this thing, I just heart attack dead on the spot.
I think I think we're all correct. But let me
As is often
explain.
the case.
I think yes, but also the tone of how this is discussed almost feels like some sort of surreal horror like short story, but from the other perspective. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, okay, to me, for some reason, this manifests... Oh, sorry, go on, Blair. Finish your thought.
Well, because Marco just does this thing. He skitters around. He's like discovered by the kitchen staff, and he skitters into the bathroom, and then he starts like talking into their brains with thought speak. And it's like he literally is an omen of the end days for anyone who doesn't know what the fuck is happening, basically.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I just
he like takes the risk of like half unmorphing so that he gets bigger. It's like, Marco.
And also takes the extremely big risk that none of the staff is controllers.
Yeah, right?
And also that the head... and also, like, as soon as Marco shoos them all away, they go and tell the head chef, and the head chef is, like, in an egregiously transliterated French accent.
It's so egregious.
I think this is the first time that Capelgate has, like, transliterated an accent, and it is... Whew.
Yeah.
It's like someone doing, like, if someone, like, did, like, a write-up of an SNL sketch where, like, Andy Samberg was playing a French guy. Like, this is what it would read as.
Yeah.
So this head chef, like, it's everything. So that goes wrong. They don't end up at the proper like person's salad, like William Router Tennant's salad. Instead, one of the Hanson brothers gets the roach salad.
It's Zach. And
Zach.
Which Cassie knows by how he screams, which I think is so funny because A, she knows it's Zach Hansen by how he screams, and secondly, she's in roach form, so she doesn't even have that good of hearing, right? So she knows it that well.
Listen, she's just listened to a shitload of fucking... Oh, God, I had it on hand. They listened to a shitload of She's listened to Middle of Nowhere, like, countless times.
Yeah.
Is that a Hansen album?
Yeah, it's the Hanson album.
Yeah. Cool.
It is 1999. And so I think this all tracks super well.
And Tobias, I love, like, while this is all breaking so bad, Tobias is like, hey, guys, someday when this is all over and people ask us about the war, can we not tell them this part?
And then they just regroup, and they're just like, okay, let's try again. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're just going to stay in this little situation. So they're like, okay, let's pair up Axe and Marco. Let's just have that happen. and then we'll see how that goes. And it goes so bad because Marco gets ordered to run an errand, and he's like, okay, fine, I'll do that real quick. Gets locked out of the kitchen, has to run around the back. Meanwhile, Axe is like, ooh, it smells like salt and grease in here. That's fun. Hey, my friends who are all fleas now, hop onto my body. We're going to run some errands. Hey.
We're going to start clearing people's plates. And this obviously gets misinterpreted by our friendly alien.
Yeah, and Marco even screams it out in his head because he is like locked out of the building doing the pig bucket. He's like, no, what are you fucking doing? Don't say clean the plates. He's gonna start licking them. And then, sure enough.
Yeah. And like, also, this is like when I started to write about my catering experience, because he starts like just going up to people and trying to like pull their plates away from them. And they're like, actually, I'm not done. And I'm like, that is the fucking catering mood of the century. Because the thing about catering is there's so much waiting. It's interminable. It's all the time. You're waiting and waiting. And sometimes you get that one fucking person at the table who can't shut up long enough to eat their meal. And you're like, we can't serve your mains until your salad is done. Finish your salad. We can't clear any of the plates until that person finishes eating their salad. But they won't shut up and eat their salad. Eat your salad. Hey, eat your fucking salad. And so Axe just walking up and being like, hey, we're clearing plates. And they're like, actually, no, I'm not done. And he's like, well, but I have to, so I'm taking it. I was like, thank you. The catharsis of this alien teenager just ripping the plates out of people's hands.
And then licking them, ostensibly.
Yeah, that's fine, too.
Sorry to double back for a quick second, but I'm on Hanson's Wikipedia page, and did you know they have 10 albums?
Wow.
Like, they released an album last year.
That's about, I would say, 7 more than I expected them to have.
Yeah, same.
They released an album last year called String Theory.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, I think, I actually, this is all making sense. They're into, like, math rock now, I think.
What?
That's awesome.
I think so.
That unironically rules.
Yeah, I agree. So... Hey, Hanson, thanks.
Shout out.
Hanson.
The Punch Up the Jam episode where they did Mbop, they talked a lot about how Hanson was actually really good musicians, because they were all, like, homeschooled and just played music all the time. So, makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hanson Day is in 2 weeks.
What's Hanson Day?
May 6th.
What is it, though?
It's just the day dedicated to Hanson by Tulsa's town mayor.
Oh, that's exciting. There's... a moment where Marco and Axe are basically trying to, like, kind of blend into the crowd after all of this insanity has happened. They take off their catering uniforms, and they go up to the table that may or may not contain the mayor, and he's like, may we join you? And they point out that there's only one chair, and Marco says, it's okay, we're very good friends, and just yanks Axe into his lap. And
it was my favorite part of the entire book, I think.
It's so good. It's really good. And Tennant receives an award called the Solid Citizen Award, which is ridiculous. I liked his speech, unironically.
Me too.
He's like, you know what, so basically this entire time we've got some kids under his toupee as fleas biting him, but he ignores them and talks about how the core principle of his philosophy is love. And I was like, word!
Yeah,
and then they're all frustrated because they don't make him lose it. He's just fine. He deals with it.
His head is just a little itchy.
Yeah.
His head probably just does that sometimes. Must be a side effect of toupees.
Right? Yes. I have to imagine. Scalp's sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they so it's not really they regroup so much as they just like, well,
go home.
Bye. And so Marco is just like chilling. He's like,
he says that he went online, got in a chat about music, and ended up calling everyone morons. And I was like, wow, the internet is the same.
So he's like gonna eat some cookies and drink some milk, and then Cassie is just like, we're gonna do a therapy now. Hey, Cassie, it's Cassie, it's your friend, I'm here now, we're gonna do a therapy.
Fuck you, you're talking to me now. It's amazing. And he's holding it pretty well, and then she just starts listing everything that he's gone through, and he's like, okay, fine, yeah, okay, Okay, that's enough. Okay.
Yeah.
And I loved how this wrapped up because basically, yet again, Cassie gives up because Marco is not being receptive. And as she's leaving, she talks about how when animals would come into the sanctuary having been hurt purposefully by humans, she would get really angry and she would just like go off on these rants. And her dad basically was like, listen, all we can do is deal with what is. The animal is hurt, so you help the animal. And I was like, fucking praxis. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it made me so happy that she was just like, listen, we can't always, get to the root of everything. We have to like take care of the injury. And right now you have these open wounds, which are your dad is lonely and you are grieving your mom. You can solve one of those things. Like,
Right.
That's where we're at. And it's not fair. It sucks. There are still people out there hurting animals, and fixing the animal doesn't remove that person and doesn't make them a better person, but it still helps the animal.
Right.
And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. She's the best. And I just love their interactions so much.
I know.
Yeah. They're good.
It's just not
there's a really good moment where Cassie is Marco, you don't know, like, Marco is like, Tobias isn't losing it, Axe isn't losing it, and Cassie's like, Marco, you don't know what they've gone, you don't fucking, no, I'm sorry, you
don't know what they've gone through. You don't, like, because you all of you dudes are also private about your own personal grief.
Right.
Yeah.
You have no idea how upset they are.
Yeah, and then, Marco, she's like, yeah, I know that the guy code is why you never talk about your feelings. And Marco's like, who told you about the guy code?
That's supposed to be a secret.
It's cute. They're cute. It's cute.
Yeah. And then basically they start poodle torturing Tennant.
It's so good!
Marco just follows him around as Euclid the poodle, bothering him, trying to bait him into attacking the poodle in public. And in the middle of this, we get Marco's dad being like, hey, listen, I want to marry your math teacher. And Marco's like, okay, I'm having a panic attack. Bye. And they leave to try and get Tennant to basically kill Marco on camera. Yeah. And yeah. I love, so they basically plan this for, they want Tennant to like lose it in the studio. And there is a big like network executive there. And Marco starts basically talking about his Star Trek fan fiction because he's like, ooh, can I pitch my idea for the next Star Trek season? Because I thought this and this and this. And Jake's like, shut the fuck up. And Tobias is like, yeah, shut up. Let's talk about it later, though. Because I've always thought, and Jake's like, everyone shut up.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Except for the rest of this, which is not fun.
Yeah.
So, because Marco becomes a poodle polar bear.
A poo bear, as he points out.
He's like, I'm gonna kill this dude. Because he's a seal yerk. And my brain's not working super well right now.
Yeah. And then, like, Jake, everything's going wrong. And there's a bit of, like, a running joke in this, I guess, that, like, Axe is just, like, doing things as though nothing is happening around him. Like, at the banquet, it was mentioned that, like there's like some bunch of chaos going around, and like Axe is still just like licking a plate, and he just like is calmly like relaying details of what's going on to everyone, like nothing is happening.
Yeah.
And then during this, he's just like standing by with the camera when like the fucking studio is exploding, and there is a polar bear sized poodle. It's very funny.
It's great.
It's very Axe.
Yeah, and Marco basically like can't control this morph, and he's threatening the hell out of Tennant. And Cassie tries to do her, like, talk to me thing. She's like, hey, it's okay. You can get control of this. Talk to me. Come on. It's going to be okay. And Jake just cuts in and is like, hey, Marco, cope now. We do not have time for this. And Cassie's like, Jake, he's, like, going through some shit. Can you? And Jake's like, no. You know what, Cassie? Marco isn't you. He isn't me. He isn't any of us. He's Marco. And he needs to shut the fuck up and deal with his shit. Right? And Marco's like, okay. Yeah. Jake is Marco's best friend.
Yes! And he knows that Marco needs to be bullied into dealing with his problems.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good.
Jake just does another one of my favorite tropes where he's like, listen, it's just like what Marco always says. And Marco's like, what do I always say? And Jake is like, life is either tragedy or comedy. Julie, it's your choice. You can whine about it or you can laugh. And Marco's like, oh yeah, I do say that.
Aww. Puns.
It's good.
It's like it's the exact same energy that Left at London Vine, like, I do that.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my god, she's so funny.
Marco voice, I'm gonna munch, I'm gonna crunch.
Oh my god, yes. That's canon.
Oh my god, like that, and like Marco A would absolutely listen to Death Grips, and B do the when you forget how to spell lasagna. Oh yeah, N.
So
Tennant basically grabs an electrical cord and plans to whip this toy poodle to death, and they manage to broadcast it.
Right, and Axe like throws the camera on. He does like he's obviously like there's been a running joke in this book too about how he's been watching too much television. Like that's been a thing since he got a TV. But he's just like, here's Marco. Mm-hmm. Which I imagine to him in his head is just like, this is just a ritual. This is a thing that needs to be done before any television.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like he's not like playing into any roles. He just thinks that needs to be done before the camera will work.
Yep. And I love, so basically they're like, nope, fuck this guy. He tried to kill a dog on screen. He's canceled now. R.I.P. And I love this wrap up so much at the beginning. At the end, it goes a little off the rails. But it like, no, because so Marco's like, so I talked to my dad and 2 weeks later there's a wedding?
yeah,
Did I misread that?
Yeah, I was like, oh, surely they're going to like pull the rug underneath us and it's an unrelated wedding, but they're just he's just enjoying the concept of weddings, you know. That's but no they don't even have like they get married 2 weeks later and it's like a big wedding. Like how did they do that?
They planned this months in advance and just like they were just really hoping Marco said yes.
Maybe that's it, honestly. But it's great because Tobias has been helping Axe practice small talk. And Axe is talking about the weather. He's like, I am very pleased with the atmospheric conditions we are experiencing today. The lack of clouds have allowed the sun to shine through, thus making electrical lighting unnecessary. Unnecessary. Also, the lack of precipitation has kept my artificial skin from becoming uncomfortably damp, which, and Marco's like, shut the fuck up. And Tobias is like, let him, we practiced.
They're friends.
He's doing so great.
I love them. I just love them kind of hanging out in a semi-normal situation, but still just being freakazoids together.
See, this would definitely be an amazing like season ender. I love a season ender that ends with like a wedding or at least a dance. You know, a big group dance as the camera pans out. I think all shows should end that way.
Yeah, this is absolute. When this gets adapted into like 4 seasons of this is the season 3 finale.
Yeah, it's great,
and especially with the cliffhanger that we get at the very end of it.
Yes, so. Like, Marco is, like, fondly sort of reflecting on his mother. I love, there's a quote that he's like, yeah, she always taught me to think, like, is life a big, long, tiresome slog from sadness to regret to guilt to resentment to self-pity? Or is life weird, outrageous, bizarre, ironic, and just stupid? And he's like, I think it's stupid. That's great. And I was like, aw. Again, Animorphs managed to hit on like 3 core tenets of my philosophy in this book, which is love is real, materialism, and life is dumb, whatever.
And also the 4th one, finish your fucking food at a banquet.
Oh, and yeah, of course, that's important to me too.
That's like in like Sada's hierarchy of needs, like 4th from the top is like just let the service people take your plate.
Yeah, I don't work catering anymore, so it's less important to me now. Okay. And then, dun dun dun, the phone rings.
And it's Visser.
No.
Well, is it not? Wait, hold on. I was. Sorry. Yeah. right.
Yeah, it's Visser.
Yeah.
Isn't it his mom?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Visser 1.
Oh,
mom.
yeah, okay, fine. I never call her just Visser. That's fine.
Okay.
I was like, did I read a different book? I was like,
Yeah.
or did I misread? What's happening?
So yeah, it's a cliffhanger, and it does. It is a little bit disappointing to know that the titular Visser in the book Visser is Visser 1 and not 3.
Is that really it?
I'm assuming so, because the book ends with "to be continued" in Visser.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Well, that's
I know.
fine.
Yeah, so I mean I still like Visser 1. I want to see, but like God, I want a Visser 3 book. I'm sure Visser 3 will feature prominently in this, but like.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to a Visser 3 book. But
Yeah.
I bet it's still going to be really good.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure that this podcast will inspire fan fictions about that until the end of time.
This
Probably.
podcast will write fan fictions.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm already planning some.
As soon as we're done and I can safely look at the wiki.
Yes. So many fan fictions. Cool. Yep. So in 2 weeks we will be talking about Visser, which is I think our last non-mainline book that we have to talk about. That we talk about.
That we
No,
are-
there is another Megamorphs. Though I guess if you consider this part of the timeline.
Sure.
Yeah, there's Megamorphs 4, and then there's technically... Oh, no, did we do the Elemis Chronicles?
We did.
No, did we?
No, did we not?
I don't think we've done the Andalite and the Hork-Bajir Chronicles. I don't think
Yeah.
we've done the Elemis Chronicles.
Because the
Oh,
reading
boy.
list that I have puts Elemis Chronicles way at the end.
Okay.
Almost like the
So-
second to last book.
So I just got really foolhardy there.
We're more than half done the non-mainline books, and also the mainline books.
Yes. We're not super close, but we're close.
Yeah.
So we got some questions this week. I tweeted, "This week's your favorite Animorphs podcast, Write the Proposal. Ask us about annoying dogs, mixed morphs, self-help books, and Star Trek pitches."
Sure.
So Heavenly Evan wants to know, do you think Visser 1 being revealed to be still be alive, cheapens the previous Marco book?
No.
No,
yeah,
I saw it coming
no.
a mile away.
Not at all. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
it
there was no way that, like, I that book still had a very big emotional hit to me. Every Marco book does, honestly, but I also like this is one of the plot details I was unsure of, but like even given that, I knew for a fact that Visser 1 was not like done.
Well,
Yeah.
and like the thing is, even if she had never technically popped up again, like I understand that there was a lot of confusion and grief coming from the fact that like he didn't know, and that was hard for him. But eventually, she just would have been assumed dead, and
Yeah.
I don't think that there was as much conflict there as much interest in conflict there as there is having her come back.
Yes. Yeah. Because her story arc is like not done.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Yeah. So I'm actually really excited to see her again. So
Yeah.
Next book's gonna be great. Heavenly Evan also wants to know, are there any pets that you've encountered that have terrorized you in the way that Poodle does to Marco?
Animals love me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any animal that
Though,
was...
I mean, I have interacted with some dogs that just need too much from me, so they're not really
Right.
terrorizing me. They just take up a lot of my emotional space.
yes.
And I start to relate to, like, bad Tumblr posts about introverts, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
you need so much from me. No.
Yeah, most of my quote unquote negative reactions with animals have been dogs, and it's like not their fault. It's just like they're big and they have they're just like taller than me if they were standing on their hind legs kind of dogs.
Yeah.
And also very high energy. And I just don't ever have anything for them in any sort of capacity.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how to communicate that to them.
Yep.
But that's fine, it's not their fault.
I can't remember if this is a thing that Chunk did, or if this is a thing that like the horned dragon that I had when I was like 10 did. But okay, so that dragon did very much jump on my face and put a claw on my eyelid the first time I held him.
Oh.
And also, I'm pretty sure he shit on my shoulder the first day that I held him.
It's just breaking down all the barriers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially the
I think
one
that was just his-
between it and your eyeball.
And lastly, we at Cod Comrade wants to know, what is each Animorph's go-to self-help book?
Oh God, well, I don't think any of them are well, let's see. Axe honestly is probably would be the one most likely to read a self-help book.
I think so. Yeah. But like if there is a gun to our head and we have to force each, and we have to give each of the Animorphs a book, a self-help book to read, what are we doing?
Well,
Who gets Who Moved My Cheese?
I don't know what that
books.
is. I don't know any self-help books.
I've never. Yeah.
I just googled self-help books.
Yeah.
I think there would be some I think there would definitely be some non-standard ones, though. I know this is like just playing into a trope, but I think that Rachel would like get some therapeutic things out of, or no, not Rachel. Jake would honestly probably get a little bit of therapeutic things out of reading The Art of War.
Is that a self-help book?
No, like I said, non-standard.
Okay.
I
I can see Jake and Marco getting suckered into The Secret for a short amount of time.
That is so fun. No, that is. Oh yeah, like when they're in like their like early like adulthood, I guess, like young adulthood, like early 20s.
Yeah, and they like don't believe it, but they like kind of really believe it until like Rachel and Tobias are like, "What the fuck?"
Like they both pretend to be into it like as a joke.
Yeah.
But they irony posting about The Secret to disguise their.
Yes. I can also see Marco reading, like, How to Win Friends and Influence People, something like that. And I can see Marco getting very close to being suckered in by, like, pickup artist books.
Oh
my
yeah.
God, yeah.
And his friends would have to pull him back from the edge.
Yeah.
Marco shows up in, like, a weird hat one day, and Rachel's like, no.
No.
I think that Rachel would notice, but also like Tobias would also be like, "Oh no, oh I've seen this book."
Absolutely.
Yeah. Those are our PhD takes on self-help and Animorphs.
Mm-hmm. I also like the idea of Marco just turning to like very bad joke books as a form of catharsis.
Oh. I used to
like not like self-help, but just like
just in general.
Yeah, just like he's feeling bad. He just like opens like those Minecraft joke books that like half the punchlines are "he was destroyed."
Yes. I used to check out a lot of those when I was like 6 from the public library. I don't know why. I wasn't like a funny person, but you know. All right. So thank you all for listening this week. You can support the show, patreon.com/fearbaiting. $5 a month and up gets your name read on the show. So thank you to our patrons, Ducky Aisha, Sophie, Paul Bechtel, Kit Spindler, Paul Moran, and Michael Kaiser. Thank you all the most and so much. If you want to contact the show, you can do so on Twitter at The Wonder Yerks. That's basically it. You can also listen to our sister podcast, Fear Baiting, which is where Sarah talks about a horror movie once a week.
I'm doing Nightmare on Elm Street 2 with my girlfriend Andrea this week.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to find me online, you can do so at BlairKitsch on Twitter or blairkitsch.tumblr.com.
If you want to find me, you can check me out on Twitter at SunhatZhania. You can also listen to me on Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, the Leftism Politics podcast for the Terminally Online. I also just recorded an episode, I was also just a guest again on the very good Sex and the City podcast, City Girls Make Do. I said some stuff on that podcast that I can't unsay.
Your crimes will be revealed soon enough.
Oh, 100%. Like, if there's going to be a cold open in which I say one of, like, it's not even, like, it's like, if I said it, it would be, like, the worst. If I said it on Fear Baiting, it would be, like, in the 5 worst things I ever said on Fear Baiting. Did not chart in, like, the 5 worst things that I said that episode.
I'm on Twitter at nudity with an EA instead of a Y, and you can check out my other podcast where I make tiny songs to solve tiny problems at Music for Molehills or Musical Mole on Twitter, and all of my other music at gaygothvibes.online.
Nice. Yeah, all right, fabulous. Thank you all for listening. We will catch you in 2 weeks with Visser. But until then, I have been Blair.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Seda.
And remember,
Keep your hands on the Escafil device.
musical outro.
Oh, that was a long one.
Yes, longer than I expected it to be since this was quite a short.
Yeah.